Picture this. Over 40 million Americans waking up to an empty pantry, unable to access the food assistance they rely on due to a paralyzing government shutdown. That's the stark reality hitting recipients of the Supplemental Nutrition Assistance Program, commonly known as SNAP or food stamps, as benefits are set to halt on November 1st. And this is the part most people miss: how a political standoff is turning a lifeline into a crisis for everyday families. But here's where it gets controversial. Who really holds the keys to unlocking those emergency funds, and should partisan politics dictate access to basic necessities? According to the U.S. Department of Agriculture, USDA, the program, which supports about 1 in every 8 Americans, will grind to a halt because the well has run dry amid the ongoing shutdown. The agency has pointed fingers at Democrats in the Senate for the deadlock, but let's break this down simply for those new to the topic. SNAP isn't just a handout, it's a federal program designed to help low-income individuals and families afford nutritious food. Participants receive electronic benefits on reloadable debit cards, usable at grocery stores, supermarkets, and even online platforms like Amazon for delivery. For a family of 4, the average monthly allotment is around $715, which works out to roughly $6 per person per day, enough to cover essentials like milk, bread, and vegetables, but not luxuries. The program operates with states handling day-to-day administration, while the bulk of funding flows from the federal government. This structure ensures that benefits reach those in need efficiently, but it also leaves it vulnerable to broader financial gridlocks. Earlier this month, the Trump administration chose not to dip into a contingency fund that could have kept benefits flowing, arguing that the money must be reserved for genuine emergencies, such as natural disasters. It's a decision that sparked fierce backlash from Democrats, who view it as unnecessarily harsh. As Congresswomen Rosa DeLauro and Angie Craig put it in a scathing joint statement, this refusal represents perhaps the most cruel and unlawful offense by the administration, especially when compared to funding directed toward international aid, like assistance to Argentina, or even upgrades to the White House ballroom during the shutdown. But here's where it gets even more divisive. The contingency reserve, a specially allocated pot created by Congress precisely for scenarios like this, would likely only cover about 60% of 1 month's benefits if the shutdown drags into December, according to the Center on Budget and Policy Priorities, a respected think tank focused on policies supporting low-income families. Democrats have been vocal in urging a different approach. In a letter to the USDA, Democratic House members highlighted that significant funds remain available in SNAP's contingency reserve, and called on Agriculture Secretary Brooke Rollins to release them, then reallocate other departmental resources to fully fund November benefits. Rollins, however, has maintained in a memo that the reserve is strictly for true emergencies, primarily natural disasters, and not for ongoing operational gaps caused by political impasses. This interpretation has fueled debates about the fund's intended use. Some argue it's a safety net for precisely these kinds of fiscal freezes, while others see it as a protected trove for unpredictable catastrophes. What do you think? Should the contingency fund be tapped now to prevent hunger, or is it right to save it for disasters that might never come? Share your opinions in the comments. Do you side with the administration's caution, or do you agree with critics that this is a missed opportunity for compassion? Amid the uncertainty, some states are stepping up in creative ways. Several have pledged to use their own funds to bridge the shortfall, though the federal government has warned they won't be reimbursed, which could strain local budgets. For instance, in Massachusetts, where about 1 million people are expected to lose benefits, officials have admitted they don't have the resources to fully compensate. To help, many states are collaborating with SNAP participants to connect them with charity food pantries and other meal sources, turning to community support networks as a stopgap. California is going a step further by deploying its National Guard to assist in food distribution, a powerful example of how states are innovating to fill the federal vacuum. As the shutdown enters its 26th day, marking the second longest in U.S. history. These efforts highlight the resilience of communities, but they also underscore the program's critical role in preventing food insecurity. For beginners wondering why this matters, consider that without SNAP, many families might skip meals or rely on costly credit just to eat, potentially leading to health issues or financial spirals. It's not just about groceries. It's about sustaining the foundation of daily life for millions. Yet, this situation raises broader questions about priorities in government spending. Is it fair to prioritize war funding or international aid over domestic hunger relief? Or should emergencies like this be handled through the reserves Congress set aside? These are the kinds of debates that divide opinions, and I'd love to hear yours. Do you believe the blame lies with one party, or is this a systemic failure? Comment below and let's discuss. Your perspectives could shed light on how to avoid such crises in the future.